Just relax, breathe. Yeah, start.
All right, yeah. So this is the last one. And what was it?
It's the last one.
No, it's just for this podcast. The last one. This is something to talk about. That's what it was. So yeah, this is the sixth final recording of the Something to Talk About podcast. So we're gonna go through a couple of topics, and then from that point, it's open discussion.
This ain't the last of the podcast, though. It's just this.
Something to Talk About podcast. Yeah.
The season, but whatever.
All right. So everybody probably know multiple recordings. I'm Michael Wolf. Had a T6 spinal cord injury, and then I guess we can't go around and introduce ourselves again. Just get it started.
I'm Grover Williams, T2.
Harvey Ross, C6, C7 incomplete.
Oldest Sean, T10, T11 complete.
Okay, cool. What were we just talking about? Urinary tract infections.
That's not what we talk about.
That was definitely what you said. It was alcohol, but that's what causes some of the urinary tract infections. Yeah. So why do it cause urinary tract infections?
Just for me, it does. I don't know if it's whatever it is in the liquor that does it. I know a lot of friends of mine who drink and they get UTI. If I drink liquor, I'm not even a big drinker in the first place.
Right.
So when I do, if I drink, I don't drink beer, but that's good. But anytime I drink liquor, it's like shit. Hours later, my urine gets dark and starts to stink right after. So it's like
That's crazy. When I drink my liquor, my pee come out like water, clear as air.
even the day after.
Yeah, that's why I say everybody different.
Yeah, the day.
Not right away.
Nah.
Say like the day after.
No, but I drink water though to chase it though. So that's probably
Mhm.
what it is. I drink straight alcohol and then water because I know about the bladder issue.
Yeah. Speaking of, I just had a cysto. Now I get them every year where they go and look into your bladder and make sure that everything is cool. And they were saying that they was asking me about my bladder because it's like your bladder looks like a regular person's bladder. It doesn't have. A lot of times when you have a spinal cord injury, they look inside your bladder. It's like a film, or they say it's like a film, this white film and crust over it.
It's the lining of the bladder, yeah.
Yeah, capping and all that stuff. But I get this is stuff they call acetic acid, but I irrigate my bladder every day too. But no, when I can't, even with my spinal cord injury being incomplete, like when I drink pre-workout drinks with a bunch of caffeine in it, which makes my bladder like spasm a lot or whatever. And I even found out they said that if you have a bunch of spasms in your bladder, I guess just from it having spasms and whatever it does to restrict the pee, you get urinary tract infection from that.
Yeah, I get Botox every 6 months. I go to my urologist, and then I take the Botox. It kind of calms my bladder down for the first couple months.
What is a Botox?
Like Botox, they put it in your face.
When you try to stay young,
You can use Botox for a whole bunch of different things, man.
Yeah, it's a neurotoxin that basically relaxes muscles, or not relax it.
Pill thing?
No.
They do
Injection.
procedures. It's like a day surgery.
Yeah, I forget.
You heard of stuff called lip fillers to make people lips bigger? Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a neurotoxin, so it basically just, like I said, relax or calm down a muscle. So
It's a poison actually, because they get it from this fish. They use it to paralyze its prey.
it's like pufferfish or something like that.
Something like that.
I'm not even sure what it is, but when you get the procedure done, I know when I get the procedure done, they go through your urethra and they poke different spots in the bladder, but I got to be put to sleep because I got too much feeling.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's day surgery for me too.
You get put to sleep?
How often do you?
Okay.
I get it every 6 months.
Same
You got a
with me.
urologist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
So talk to your urologist, and I go to St. Luke's my urologist.
If you don't have
You
a
don't
problem
have- you
with,
don't?
if you don't have a problem with your,
Or you cool?
or incontinent issues rather, because I know when I first got injured, I can feel when I got to pee, but I couldn't hold it long enough for me to make it to calf.
Okay.
So I can feel it coming. Then it's like while I'm trying to put the catheter in, the pee coming out. So that's why the Botox helped me. But if the longer you get it, and they'll tell you that your body started becoming immune to it,
Like any other thing. Yeah.
like any other thing. How long you been getting yours?
He started me last year.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
I've been doing that for like maybe 4 or 5 years now.
See, and that's one thing about you, Mike. You really up on like technology and different medical things.
Yeah.
I was just gonna call you the other day too because I wanted to talk to you about when you was telling me about that STEM research.
Oh yeah.
And I heard there's some in town, or somebody in town talking about that now. I seen it briefly on the news.
Yep.
So I was gonna call it.
That's what I posted on the podcast too.
Okay.
When I see the stuff, that's the he said on the in the because he was at a one of those council meetings where they basically going, testify because it's basically to get funding.
Okay, yeah.
So he basically was explaining that Wisconsin is more set up than Minnesota is, who's actually doing the epidural stimulators right now. And he said it's already 14 labs that's up and ready to go to do what they call tissue regeneration. And that's basically supposedly able to offer you more benefits in the long run than what an epidural stimulator can offer you, because they say it's more like a cap from what the epidural stimulator can give you, just because of the simple fact it's technology and it's not regrowing like the tissue regeneration is.
Okay.
So because Minnesota is able to do it, there's a couple people that I know that already decided they're going to go to Minnesota and get it done. So Wisconsin actually losing out on money by not funding the research.
I think that's how it is. One last thing. What's the update on the lady that used to work for Channel 12? You was telling me about, and they got her in research.
They haven't posted anything from what I've seen.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything, but a more closer case to my circle, she got it done and she doing good. Like I tell you, her hand was stuck closed for a long time, for 16 years. And now she can open it up, move it. She can walk better. Her balance is better. She can cut 50% of her spasm medication. If anybody take baclofen, it's for spasms. She didn't cut. Yeah, now I take a lot of it. And it make you sleepy and drowsy and all this stuff. Yeah. Some people have clouded thinking, can't focus too long. But she cut 50% of their medicine out. All her nerve medication, she didn't cut that all the way down, because nerve pain is terrible in people that's quads, because it go through the arms and through the rest of the lower body. She cut all that medication out. If anybody don't know what proprioception is, that's the ability to sense where your legs are without looking. So like, they do a test on you when you first get injured by touching you or poking you with something and saying, can you feel that while your eyes closed? Proprioception is kind of the same thing, except it's just more so they have you close your eyes and they'll take your legs and move them or bend them up, and they ask you, do you know what's going on? Like, can you feel where they are? So if you can sense where your legs are, you got, good proprioception, which is both, for able-bodied people. Once you get paralyzed, if you can't sense where your legs are, anything can happen. For example, if you just rolling yourself and you hit a crack, if you outside and your foot falls off these little bitty ass foot plates that they give us, because you don't have proprioception or feeling, you won't know that your leg is hanging off, which is subject to trip your chair up, mess your shoes up if you like your shoes. You can get your
my right femur before.
Your who?
My right femur.
That big ass bone. Oof. While you was in a wheelchair? Damn.
My first.
That's a long recovery.
Within my first 4 years of being paralyzed, yeah, I was you still trying to hang out, and I had the guys. They was lifting me up into the crib. I had the steps.
Yeah.
One of them slipping. When he slipped, everybody slipping.
That's why
you were bigger back then.
No, I was about your size back then, young man. Wow. I was like, that's how come they was able to do it. But Glenn slipped, and when he slipped,
Man, you ain't never been his size.
That's all right.
I met you when you first got injured.
Okay.
You ain't as big as you are, but you a big dude, man.
Yeah, I'm saying, but I wasn't this fat, man.
Right, you were his, but I ain't calling you. You went his size, though.
I was slim, man.
You was slim.
I was saying, man.
You always been a big fella.
I was slim, man. Yeah, but no, see,
you ain't never been his size.
But then,
or his size.
Or his size.
Damn, so he just the big one.
But I got the YMCA card, man.
I'm not talking about you being fat, man. You think that's what I'm saying?
No,
what I'm saying
that curveball.
No, it ain't no curveball. This is a fastball. Ain't nothing on it.
Okay, we check this out.
All I'm saying is that when you said his side and Otis and Mike, when they look at each other and they see themselves as being small, but I didn't see both of these. This sound. Pause. I'm gonna pause.
You like our bodies?
You pause.
You like our bodies? No, look at her. You like our body? He blushing. Wait a second. You like our body?
No, that's not.
Come on.
He ain't trying to take you shopping,
Right. You ain't gotta work. Just take care of yourself. You ain't gotta work. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong. I got you something for your birthday.
I had surgery behind that, man.
Like he been to the gym with me. I just, but like these, they like muscular, they thicker dudes. They just don't look whatever. But when I say you ain't inside, you was like bigger, like you just a big dude.
He got a bigger bone structure. But back to the,
I get something. If he
No, he
died,
do.
if we die, your bones gonna be the same size.
no. Come on.
You're such
They-
big bone people. That
No.
I heard that. That's the. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I know. I'm just saying to my as far as
That's
you know,
old school
the
term.
length of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But before all that, back it up. The proprioception part. If you are to miss or you're not aware of where your legs are, you can get hurt. And if you get hurt, then of course that now you got a whole big problem. Because you gotta, like I was gonna ask you, how long did you have to sit up while your femur bone was healing?
Oh, I had surgery. This had pregnant too. I stayed in the hospital about a week, but then I don't know if y'all ever had the blood clots.
Yeah, I
had
know what it is.
So they had to go back in there for a couple of days to get that done. So yeah, it took a while. But the main surgery that I had for me was when I had that what they call them things again, what's the technical? The flat.
Oh, the skin.
Oh,
When you get that, you don't want to catch one of them, y'all.
that's from bed sore.
Yeah.
You in some kind of sandbox bed they got up to about 2 months.
Oof.
Only time I had blood clots when I had the injection going in my legs and stuff, and that was giving me blood clots. And then when I stopped taking it,
Oh, you talking about that blood thinner?
yeah,
I rejected that when I was in the hospital.
Yeah, what was that called again?
Hell yeah. When I
I
first,
know you could die from blood clot.
Yeah.
I did not die.
You can't
no, he just.
I know you can die from blood clot. I think I'm assuming, we don't know, but I think my cousin, he actually, everybody, I think he died from a blood clot. But yeah, you can. But I just was like, any medication that I was getting there, if I could get away from it, I was like, no. And plus on top of that, I'm not a fan of needles. So they was like, you don't have to get it. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't want that.
Right.
And then on top of it, that's for people that's staying in bed. I didn't stay in bed. I got up and was going moving around the hospital.
Too, man. That's why I say when y'all was talking about that wheelchair basketball, hey man, whatever make the ball flow.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
me personally, I wouldn't be doing none of that because them dudes they could
They own it. They own
They
it.
bang.
Okay,
man.
so let's just keep. Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
since we off into this nonsense.
It wasn't even no nonsense. I was just trying my thing, I was trying to stress the point that if you get injured because you don't know where your legs are, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The benefit of having that stimulator put inside you, even if it don't make you walk again, you'll know where your legs are. So now at this point, it makes you more functional.
Oh, I
Because
was
you can
talking
sense
about
where
what
you
was
are.
talking about that was nonsense. We're talking about like.
I'm not saying you saying that part was nonsense. We
Oh.
talking about because we always somebody say something in this joke and then pew, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We go off into left field. But yeah, go ahead.
No, but like when it comes, like we were talking about sports a little bit before we started the podcast, and I mentioned always before about playing wheelchair basketball and stuff like that. I can't play wheelchair basketball due to the fact I don't have the dexterity in my hands to do so. So that's why I play rugby. That's what rugby was created for. It's for spinal cord injury people or whatever who don't have full use of their hands. But
Quadriplegics.
because wheelchair rugby is the biggest Paralympic sport, even in basketball, there's people playing wheelchair rugby, shouldn't be playing wheelchair rugby. This motherfucker walking to the gym carrying his fucking rugby chair in his hands, but he playing because he got quote unquote whatever this disease he got that caused him a little problem in his feet.
Sound like a hater, don't it?
Oh, I'm big headed.
No, they don't sound like that. He right though.
It's
It's like
bullshit.
with the dudes that be wanting to.
But we saw everybody in this room been shot.
Yeah.
Regardless of how it happened. We all grew up in the hood. We did more dangerous shit up walking around than we did in wheelchairs. Talking about playing some goddamn.
Speak for yourself, sir. I'm from Whitefish Bay.
But I'm in my 50s now, so I'm talking about like if I was young, like Mike,
Right.
come on with it. I'm at least try it. You know what I'm saying? But
But even if you don't do it on a competitive level just for rent,
yeah,
you can do it.
I really go to the gym.
That's why I got them little. Yeah, that's why I got.
We'll
them
go to the gym and
backpacks.
lift for work. But I'm just saying, in what
I'm not knocking it. It just like he
Right.
said, whatever floats your boat. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
whatever.
and my
interesting.
thing
Mine.
is that most of us ain't never been out the country.
No.
I want
If
to do
you're
that.
good enough and you make like the Paralympic team, you can go to places that you probably would have never ever went to or go to playing wheelchair sports that you wouldn't have did when you go walking around. That's my only thing.
You know the reason why I didn't, because I was able to during inpatient rehab, because I was in the hospital for 3 weeks after I got shot. Then I went to inpatient rehab 3 weeks. During that 3 weeks, I spent literally 3 times a day in the gym working out. So when we actually did do what you said, just try out basketball recreational, I was able to shoot 3-pointers. And they was like, oh yeah, you definitely should play. And I was like, but I don't have time to do therapy. Like I'm trying to walk. I don't want to play
Right.
wheelchair basketball. I'm trying to walk. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's what took me. That's
No,
another thing
that's
took me. I
real.
was like, my priorities is from getting out this chair versus,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, being, what'd you call it? Being successful and being in it, or being comfortable being in it. That was my thing. So that's why I still look for, you know.
So that's still a reason that you wouldn't do it, or just because you think you can hurt yourself?
The still reason is because my I don't have enough time in the day to
Okay.
do,
And that's real.
and it's a commitment thing too. I don't want to commit, because even when I was walking, I was able to play football. It was like, you know, I could football, or you know what, like it was high school. It was high school football or make some money. You know, that was my thing. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm thinking in my mind, I ain't got the commitment to say, okay, I'm finna go college and then go pro or something, make some money out of it. Because that's when I grew up. That was my mentality. You need money to get along in this world, and this probably might be a failure. So what I'm gonna fall back on type of deal. Oh, again, that's just what my
But it's
outlook
like you
was.
sitting at this table and knowing the three of you all, and just what I know from you all three just being around y'all and having conversations. The reason that we all here, and to me, regardless of what y'all may think that is and that, without all the walking shit or whatever, the reason that you all are thriving in this situation that y'all in is because the mentality that y'all had before y'all got shot.
That's true.
That shit ain't went nowhere.
That's
Whatever
true.
you was doing in life before then, you was determined, I ain't gonna let nobody stop me from doing it. I don't give a fuck what nobody's saying. And that's why y'all doing the shit that y'all doing now.
It could change though once you see the opportunities though.
When you say what you mean changing, what?
Your mind frame or your perspective. Because I know it's people that haven't seen, and this is one of the things too. AJ was explaining to me what he does, and I know it's one thing to know it, and it's one thing to be able to explain it. So I can know how to do something, but I can't teach nobody else how to do it. So from somebody that was raised in the hood, and I was able to actually travel, I know what the hood, you know what I'm saying, produces and what it does if you can get away from it. Because I had the opportunity to leave out the hood, and I was like, oh, this type of stuff is possible. If you grow up in the inner city, wherever it may be, but for me specifically, for being in Milwaukee, you feel like this is only opportunities I have because this is what it's like everywhere, because this is the only thing I've seen. But I didn't have, or I did. Some people that was around me didn't have an opportunity for somebody to say, hey, Mike, come look at this. For example, let's go look at college. And you can see athletes and people that look like you that's actually doing something positive. Hey, Mike, let's go to Congress and see how the judicial system works. Hey, Mike, let's go over here and see that, you know, Milwaukee is segregated. If you go to different cities, Black, white, Chinese, Asian, you know, they all together, and they don't feel like, okay, unless I got somebody around and look like me, then I need to keep my mouth closed. Because we can talk to each other like this freely. If it was diversity involved in it, and we talking like this. If we were younger, we would talk like this freely. But if somebody was in here that we didn't want to offend, or it was a diverse crowd, you more so try to hold your tongue because you don't want to offend nobody, or you don't want to stand out and feel like and be looked at or judged a certain way, is what I'm saying more so.
So here's another question. And this is only based around accountability. I'm gonna say some, whatever. No, it ain't nothing like that.
Pause.
How long Black people gonna continue to blame other people for our actions and the shit that we go through? Because like we just talking, I'm just simply saying, even in the hood, there's people who was in the hood that made it out of the hood because they made a decision to do this Or dude, I don't care what environment you in, there's always a situation where it shows you some positive is going on. You make the decision, oh, I'll either do this or do that. It can come from peer pressure. It can come from anything. But just like we have made the decisions to live ever since we all been injured. I know people who like, I ain't doing this shit. I know people who took themselves out the game just because they can't walk no more. But we made a decision to do this. I made a decision to get up every day and come to work. I could easily sit at home.
One of them things
that
though,
I'm disabled, collect Social Security, and be like, shit, what I'm supposed to do.
but what I was saying, you saying it come down to accountability, yes, but also you gotta be able to see that it's possible.
Right.
So some people don't see that it's possible, or whatever they do see, it seems like an anomaly. Like everybody that start playing basketball, they don't think in their mind, I'm going to play basketball so I can be on third bench or just ride the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get inspired by the best of what you see.
Right.
And then you aspire to be that. And then some people, again, once they feel like they can achieve that level, then they feel like this ain't my lane.
Man, you can kind of use me as that type of example. Because that's how I was 4 years ago. It was 2023, 29, what, 6 or 7 years ago. I was just sitting at home. I was doing the same thing, blaming myself in the chair, giving out Social Security. But like you said, got to see that, right? And looking at you kind of inspired me to get out there. When you got me involved with everyone else that was just like me, and I was seeing other guys in wheelchairs doing things. Like you said, we really got to see that, and we don't really see that too often, especially us like black people. Our color, we don't see that as much. So.
But like with the internet and social media,
that's
showing.
No. I was just to biggie up back what he said. You got to see people that look like you because again, it seemed like an anomaly. When I got injured, I went on YouTube. Every video that was broadcast to me when I put in wheelchair disability or how can I, drive, it was always somebody white showing what they was able to do. It took some digging to see somebody that was black do it. But when I was in a hospital, again, that's what made me get on the train of advocating because I felt real lucky that when I got injured, a black dude came in my room and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's possible. So I looked at him like, oh, damn, I thought I was going to look like a weird on the chair. You look like you just sitting down, you know what I'm saying? So that, again, made me know it's possible. And he looked like me, so I know, it's one of the things where I can be that, There's a lot of videos on YouTube about doing everything and all kinds of things. And then I noticed, too, that they got, we all know this. They acquired their injury not through getting shot. So I'm like, you hear doctors, too. Oh, well, we would be able to do this, but you got shot. If you got into a car accident, we can relieve some pressure off the spine or do some type of surgery and you good to go. Most people that got shot in here, they ain't do no surgery. They ain't try to put no fixing and all this stuff. It would just either A, stabilize your spine so you don't die, and then, or B, like me, they just like, hey, just lay down and see if you recover. If not, then go to therapy. And if you don't get therapy done, then learn how to live in a wheelchair, Even when those videos that I send to y'all about the spinal cord research, every time you've seen a black dude in those videos.
Now, see, when it comes to spinal cord injury, shit like that, and I agree with you all when we don't see a lot of us.
Right.
And most of the time, anytime you see, and I tell people this all the time, anytime you see a younger black male or whatever, and they see them in a wheelchair, and you can tell that they don't have like developmental disability and stuff like that, or like cerebral palsy. Most of the time, the people in the wheelchairs got shot. Now we're not in the big scheme of things. We're a small portion of the population.
That's true. Yeah.
Not big at all. People with disabilities in general, it's like 8% of the population on the whole. But we see each other, then we see other people, and especially where we work at. You would think that the number was bigger, but then you just think about the world, you think about the country, and you think about the city. We are a small number. So even with minority men who are in wheelchairs that are African American, we're small. You just think of like probably what, 1% or 2%,
like 5.8.
But even in the disability community,
no. So black population is like 5.8% of the total population, but as far as when it come down to paralysis,
Right.
47% of that 5.8% is gunshot victims,
Right.
and they predominantly black between 18 and 44.
Right.
So yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah, but like to go with what you were saying about how long we gonna blame each other. That's one of the things too, where I think these peer support groups and us getting together is more so. I don't think we can go with the blaming part. We shouldn't be going with blaming nobody anyway for what happens. We should be holding each other accountable for getting more of us out there. So let's have us all get together and contribute to the cause, because the more of us that's out there, it won't seem so much like an anomaly. So if all 4 of us was in a different spinal cord research group, or we all, started volunteering our time, because I know me at first, I was like, I ain't doing nothing for free. I need to make some money off of it. So, but again, everything don't start from you getting paid, which I learned that again, because you got to become less selfish, as you get older, so I decided to go ahead and volunteer my time and do stuff that, that's not going to actually include direct pay or benefits for me, but I know it will contribute to the cause, because the more we get out there, again, people that's coming up behind us, they see it and they're like, okay, you got to start from the bottom. And that is not easy to put yourself out there first. But I think, again, if you less selfish, that basically, again, further the cause, because we could be you on the flyer, you know what I'm saying, for this place. So it's like when I seen that, I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, so, man of color on the flyer. Okay, cool. Then that means accepting. You can get help. There's help there. Because a lot of times when this, when you come into the hospital after you first get injured, you see all white people all the time, so as you thinking in your head, oh, okay, here we go again. Now I'm in the system and I got to deal with this and then the third. And I think it'd be a relief for us to be one of the people that they see come in too, and let them know, here's what you can do. Here's the possibilities. And, it's all about perspective.
So speaking of that, so the project we was working on.
Wheel project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going in the hospital speaking to newly injured people.
Right.
Did we or did we not run into issues with people
who
saw people like us?
Yeah.
It still was like.
Yeah, but that's the part. You got to break down them barriers. And the only way you're going to do it is with consistency and determination.
Touch on that. What you mean? You got.
Well, we ran into some people who've been injured, and instead of being accountable for why they was in a wheelchair and what happened, they blamed everybody else.
Oh, okay.
And then sitting around not doing nothing, and the worst thing, and this is not even before. This is even before I got injured. Fuck it, I ain't get injured. Injured some shit that happened in the state before I got popped for doing stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to sit around and look at the world and look at other people and say, this is why I'm not doing this. Like, you can be born and say, I'm gonna be better than Michael Jordan. You can say that.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit ain't. You can play basketball as long as you gonna practice. You're not gonna be him because he was born with other attributes. But you can be the best of you and whatever the fuck that is. You don't have to be Michael Jordan. You don't have to be Kobe Bryant. You ain't got to be some famous singer. Be the best of you, and whatever the best of you is,
that's enough.
That contributes to society. Like whatever you doing in life, it makes you happy, as long as it's not hurting other people.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or you're not hurting you, but then if you're hurting yourself and you don't mind hurting yourself, knock yourself out.
Right.
But as long as you're not hurting, because so not only say that because I'm so sick and tired of people saying that committing suicide is selfish. It's the worst thing you can do.
I think so.
I think
not the worst thing, but
I think people who kill themselves is being selfish. That's you being selfish.
Wait. So what? Oh, okay. I see you saying the person you send themselves.
Because you don't know what that person's going through. But to make you happy, you want them to stay. But they going through all type of shit. You know how many days I woke up and thought about this shit? Even recently. Like when I fell on the fucking floor and couldn't get up.
You should have got that. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Everybody person going through stuff too.
No, I'm saying in general. That's what I'm saying.
But it seems like you picking what you going through is way more worse.
So if you have a family member
I see what you're saying. Everybody gonna be able to fight a different battle.
Right, so I'm not
Me
so
breaking
I'm
my
saying,
finger could be equivalent to you losing your legs.
So if just say you had a family member who was going through a whole bunch of shit and they committed suicide, would you be mad at them?
Yeah.
Regardless of what they were going through, why would you be mad?
Because I'm going through something. I'm
Okay.
taking myself out.
But you not them.
True.
You speaking on? You shared this with them already or not? What you shared with me about what you talking about?
Well, you gotta share it now. You know what I'm saying? This ain't what's this?
Pause.
No, we gonna talk about
Pause.
it. No, you know me, man. You know me.
I know that's why I ain't say you did, but I'm saying, you know.
Oh, with my dad?
Yeah, did you want to switch because they ain't understanding what you. I speak what you saying.
So my dad committed suicide. I didn't even realize it's been like 10 years now. Yeah. I'm his only child. I didn't even know this motherfucker was in a bad mood. Damn, I shouldn't even be saying sit on the internet. There's some people in my family who don't even know, but it's over with now. So fuck it.
Okay.
I know we talked about it. Oh, shit, it's been 10 years. Get over it. Mm-hmm. It's my dad. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck at this point. And I ain't trying to hurt nobody. This is just fuck his life, man. People die all the motherfucker anyway. But my dad being who he was, he the same. I try to stop doing. Like I would call my daddy sometimes. People call. If you didn't answer the phone right then, he ain't finna call you back. It'll be weeks and days go by. Like why you? I got busy. Motherfuckers be calling me and I'm doing something. I want my daughter called me the other day. Like why you ain't calling me back? Oh, shit. Right. It ain't nothing but then like the day he did shit, and he fucking called me. He was talking on the phone. My dad worked. My dad loved working. This motherfucker do extra overtime, whatever. Love playing golf and all that shit. And the day he called me, he was talking to me on the phone, and this and that. And he said, "What do you do when you don't hear from me?" And I was just like, "Shit!" I called my aunt to figure this shit out. None of this shit. See how you just said, none of this shit factoring in that this motherfucker was going through something, and whatever he was about to do. Because I'm just like, this is who this nonchalant motherfucker is all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there. And the weirdest shit in the world, I'm finna say some old shit that only like 3 or 4 people I told this shit to. But this is why I believe in universal power and this, and I don't believe in religion and all this one God shit. Fuck out of here. One nigga, he was white. That's what they told us. But I'm laying in the bed. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm just laying in the bed. I live alone. And I'm just laying in the bed and my fucking lights in my bathroom, the washer and dryer came on and shit went off. I was finna get up and go see, but I'm puss. I put my head up under the covers. It was
I'm like, what's that? Are you scared? I'm puss. Oh, I just go to sleep. If I don't see them, they don't see me.
Right. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I'm puss.
Whatever. Nigga, that Friday, my mama came up to my job out the blue and said, I'm like, what you doing up here? I need to talk to you. I'm like, what? They found blah, blah, blah. And it was like because he had been there since Sunday. Okay. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I didn't cry. I didn't cry until I had to go and sign the fucking papers stuff. He had to pre-med or whatever.
It's real now.
And I went, I signed them up for paper. And I was with my guy at the time. And then this dude, excuse me, I started crying. I was expecting this motherfucker to start laughing. It was just stupid like that. Right. But that motherfucker was emotional. But I'm just saying, I wanted to be mad, but then I said to myself, knowing who my dad was, if he did this, his circumstances had to be very extreme that he was willing. And like I tell people all the time, he was shooting, motherfuckers talking about they gangster. Because you can pull a gun and shoot somebody. Ain't nothing gangster about this. I can give a 5-year-old gun, a 5-year-old blow your fucking brains out. He 5. They don't make him gangster. When the last time you whooped somebody?
We barely have.
But what I'm saying, the most dangerous thing you can do is kill yourself. You know how hard it is?
No, I don't agree with that.
Did you kill yourself?
No,
if somebody gave you a choice to shoot me or kill yourself, who you gonna kill first?
You.
Listen,
my point is that
come on, that
what Mike asked you. Come on, Mike.
I'm telling you. Of course, I would kill you. What?
It's crazy what you said.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know,
Of course.
yes, I would
You.
definitely kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Why? But why?
I would probably shoot you and then be like, "You want me to finish him? Finish him?" You know? No, but listen. The point is, I don't think it's gangster to kill yourself because you think, "Oh, it's the hard thing you could do." Okay, again, whether more gangster or not, you think that it's more gangster to pull a trigger to blow your brains out than to live 30 years in a wheelchair.
You know, dying would be much easier than what I did the last 30 years.
So which one is more gangster then?
People depend on you, Harvey.
So which one is more gangster then?
Well, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
You got me in a conundrum.
Gangster in my mind, what you're saying is more so like being tough, if you want to use a different word. You tough.
I don't know if it's no. When I look at gangster from what we're saying it is today,
It gotta be something like strong, down.
But when we talk about like just like street shit, or when people say I'm a real nigga.
Let's do this. Let's use another word besides gangster. What other word would you replace it with?
No, because being tough, you can be tough in any situation.
What word would you replace gangster with? One or two words, maybe three.
No, because the way I look at gangster is from illegal shit, like mobster shit. This is what I'm referring to when I'm talking about gangster right now. I'm not talking about being gangster as far as surviving. That's some gangster shit.
No, you said I'm talking about this thing where you saying you should be mad because he killed himself and you don't know what he's going through. Fine. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy way out. And I'm explaining this from my perspective because I think it's real easy for you to just pull a trigger to kill yourself. You know, a matter of fact, I have a gun. I can't put an empty gun to my head.
Right.
Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that's not strong to me for me to be able to do that. I think the strength comes from me being able to know. I seen you when I was 1 year from being paralyzed. I seen you. And I'm like, how long you been in the wheelchair? You told me like 20 years. I said, woo, I ain't hell no. I'm gonna get up in 6 months. I've been in it for 11 years now, dog. I think from what I did to where I came from now and what I'm doing for the people that's coming from behind me that's recently paralyzed, I think that's gangster.
I agree
that's
with
tough.
100%.
That takes strength. That takes endurance. This power that's over with. I can drown. You can jump in the middle of the ocean. You go out there and jump. Boom. It's gonna happen. That don't take no effort to die.
Yeah, it takes the effort to make that decision to wipe yourself out without knowing really what's on the other side of this.
Come on now.
We don't. I'm not taking away from anybody else. Only thing I was referring to being gangster, not what people surviving, catastrophic.
Catastrophic.
Thank you, sir. Catastrophic injuries or something tragedy, some tragedy going on in their lives. I'm not right. Yeah.
Tone it down.
I'm not saying that. I'm not just. But what I'm simply saying is that everybody isn't built to be able to deal with that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So when someone does that, to sit around and say it's selfish or be mad at that person for doing it, we don't know what that person is going through internally and what they can deal with. And maybe them seeing themselves is like, you know what? Instead of me dealing with this, I'd rather do this. And my thing is, you can't sit around and blame this person and be mad and angry at this person, crying like, why did they do that? Why did they do this? No, this is not their plight. I know people who've been shot, they have way more mobility than I have, and have just gave up. And they're gone. And I can't fault them for doing that. I said, well, I'm doing it. And I used to do that all the time. Just like when I try to talk to people about religion, what I told myself is like, you know what? Stop telling people or trying to force your opinion on people. You can give people your perspective and just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and you don't have to argue about them type of things. Yeah, that's
especially
fine.
when it comes to religion, though.
Or just life in general.
Just life in
I
general.
wanted to ask y'all, like when you see on the news, like it had this one phrase, 7 shot in 7 hours.
Right.
And everybody be like, oh man, well that's good, man. Didn't nobody die.
Right.
Then I say to myself, well, how many of them gonna wind up in the wheelchair?
Or worse.
You know what I'm saying? To where these young dudes they don't think about that. If they hear that, oh, he survived, that's cool. But then, no, your boy is really messed up.
Yeah.
Your boy gotta wear a diaper now.
Yeah.
Your boy can't even feed himself no more. You got a tube. You know, you haven't seen.
They don't show
That's how I'm talking about worse.
Trauma,
Yeah.
like that gunshot wound.
And they
trauma.
don't show that on news. Or
That's the question I wanted to ask the table was, you know, when you say you're in Harvard, I don't know about O's. I really just met O's, but I'm saying y'all say y'all going to the hospitals. What is y'all telling these young dudes that's coming out like us?
The same thing we be sitting here telling y'all, or trying to tell them. But then when you newly injured, like the first person I met when I was newly injured, I got shot at 92. They just opened up the spinal cord wing at Freighter 3 years before that. Okay. The person they had come in there and talk to me was this white dude that got injured in college from Jello wrestling.
Good pause.
Well,
yeah.
Jello.
No, there you go.
Jelly.
Keep them on task. Keep
on
them on
some
task.
fresh shit.
Keep them on task. Okay.
But he couldn't move.
We gotta get the guy.
He couldn't move nothing but his head. He had one of them wheelchairs. He did this.
Yeah.
And he came in there. He
That
was talking
sipping
to
puff
me.
thing too.
And when he first came in here, I had the same mentality that you had, like what these white boys are talking to me about.
Yeah.
And you injured yourself after some motherfucking job.
All right.
I got shot. Yeah. I'm on the feeding tube. I'm on bed rest. I got 104 fever. They can't get down. I'm gonna find out that when the doctor closed me up from surgery, he didn't close me up all the way. I've been spinal cord fluid for 3 motherfucking weeks.
That's
bad.
That did. That spinal cord fluid leak is bad, yo.
No telling what that did to my recovery. You got this fool coming and talking to me, but that dude came in there every day.
That's what's up.
And he was telling me that I go to Madison for school. I'm taking this and that course. He was like, women sit on my face on a regular basis.
Right.
I wouldn't even cool you like that. I didn't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But he was just telling me this, and I'm saying to myself, so what? But then, I'm starting to get home, but then I come back to go to groups, and I'm meeting other people. And I'm looking at these people, and I'm saying to myself, they trying. And then when I came to the conclusion that I ain't have no excuse, because one thing I did have is that my immediate family, my brothers and my sisters, and my mom stuck around. I had support system.
There you go.
My sister didn't go to school for college for basketball because I got shot.
What's up?
That's one of them things too, though. That spinal cord injury don't just affect the person; it affects everybody around.
And that's what anything with violence. Going to jail. When you go to jail, it ain't just affecting you. You got people that love you.
So back to what Grover was saying, though. That's again one of the reasons why we come together like this, because the beginning of that journey to where we're trying to get to is it start with recognizing the problem. We come together, we talk about it, what our experiences, what's going on. Next step is find solutions. Mm-hmm. So we don't have this pity party going on, whether it's us talking about our same problems over and over and day to day. Let's bring about solutions, so we don't have to talk about the problem anymore. We can talk about find a solution and then refine the solution so it's more streamlined, it's more effective, and it get to more people. So again, when we go into the hospital, we making sure people understand that's recently injured. We let them know that something bad did happen. It don't have to continue to happen. Right. Instead of going to get revenge, you should forgive that person. You know what I'm saying?
I won't go that far.
Listen, you should forgive that person, but hope that they change their life because of what they did to you. And then on top of that, they're going to be affected too, because 9 out of 10, somebody that shot you, either A, they're going to get in trouble for it by going to jail, getting locked up, getting incarcerated. They kids going to see, now my father is gone, or my brother is gone, my family member is gone. Now they got to have a financial burden or deal with somebody that may get out of jail with mental trauma from going into jail. And then, but if you are the type of person to basically break that constant poison that's being passed from generation to generation and be a person that, he shot me, I forgive him because he made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I don't think humans really are born with this sense of I want to hurt somebody. That's something that you've grown and taught and feel like that's a part of life, because it all starts to me in a household where you don't get shown love by a family member, people around you. You replicate that and you keep doing it, and you feel like love ain't really, it's no value in love. I wouldn't love when I was younger. Why should I give it to you? So it's easier to pull that trigger or not value life. So that's what allows people to go down that path. I'm saying more so the thing that we can start instituting is letting these young Black people, girls, boys, you people, there is somebody to care for you. You know, your life is worth something, it's valuable. And the way you do that is by like that white man that had nothing in common with you, you keep showing up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep showing up. So that's where the consistency come in. That you can't really just be that anomaly. Hey, somebody came in my room and talked to me one time and that was it, you know.
Right.
It's one of them things.
Right.
You gotta want it, but you know, that's gonna be a part of everything and every part, but we can't give up. And it's easy to do that when you feel like they unreachable. Cause I know we was talking about this earlier. It's like, yo, I want to help, but man, y'all too wild. I gotta back out. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else with some more energy do it. It's easy to keep on saying, let somebody else do it. How's it gonna get done if somebody else gotta do it? That was in that damn movie, Equalizer. Huh?
Which one?
No, with Denzel Washington was like
first or the second?
Who gonna paint the he's like, why you painting this wall? Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was the first one.
That was the second one.
That was the first.
The first one had the girl in it. The second one, he was dealing with the little black
Right. Yeah,
right.
Second one, yeah.
I prefer that
But I had that one.
I prefer them over John Wick. But no, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, me too. I will go. I'll go with the Equalizer.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So out of three of you all, when y'all first got into, how many? Did y'all want to just say fuck this shit is over?
I told myself when I was in the hospital, I was like, oh, this ain't happening. I'm gonna walk again. I'll be straight.
Okay.
Once I got out the hospital and into rehab, I seen all them people that's messed up like me. I'm like, oh, this shit ain't real. Can't be real. Then that guy came in my room and I'm like, oh, I got this. I'll be straight.
At no point
Listen, I'm like, oh, I got this. I'll be straight because I seen something that was possible. Then when I got home, I'm like, all right, I'm finna go gun ho. Then I got into these peer support groups and I'm seeing people in wheelchairs that been in wheelchair for 30 years, 20 years, and y'all still in wheelchairs. And I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm pissing on myself. I got the diaper on. When I do get ready to go, I'm having spasms or I'm peeing on myself. I got to start back over. I can't drive. I'm waiting on people to come take me where I got to go. I got to take medicine. I'm a whole damn nurse now. And I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Only thing I had wrong with me was some asthma. So I'm like, this is a big problem that I got dealing with me. I'll get it 6 months. If I ain't walking again, I'm finna kill myself. So I did have that thought. But the thing is, again, I continue to see that things were possible. You know what I'm saying? Right. I kept seeing people striving and benefiting. I did my own research and I seen, damn, you know what? There are people out there that have been injured for a long time and they steady getting recovery. And I thought in my mind, that's probably because they half-assing it. If I put my all into it, I can do it. I'm gonna be that person that's gonna be able to walk again and be like, yo, all you gotta do is do the job. Because I know plenty of times people fail to realize the biggest barrier in your life is you.
Yeah.
The thought that you keep in your head, that's who you become. You know what I'm saying? So you got to change that. And in order for you to change, if you got to change your environment, then do that. One thing that I literally just came into a situation or found out about a situation that I wouldn't tell nobody flat out. You know, when you go from the hospital, you should go to a nursing home or institution like that. I always be like, try to find somewhere you can, be around your support and be around your family. But if the people that you're around are toxic or don't have no drive or no want for you to get better, they want to basically use you, you probably should be like, no, I'm going to go to this nursing home so I can focus on myself and get around some more like-minded people and find out how I can progress my life. Even if I got to leave people behind that I was, grew up with or I was with the whole time, let me go and change my situation. You can decide to, go back around on people if you want to, but just try again, get out of that situation. Because that sometimes too, that could be a reason why you actually got injured in the first place, the people that you was around.
What you laughing at? What you? No, but what did you? No. That never crossed your mind at all.
No, I was just in shock. I kind of was just sitting there like, well, I really gonna have to change. Just
what you really have to change? What?
Like just my whole lifestyle. I didn't kind of let it like do well on me. Like I didn't let it get to me like that because it already didn't happen. Like it just happened. So it ain't no going back. I feel like I've been in situations where I done did something and then like, okay, it is what it is, and I gotta move on. So it didn't hit me like that until later, and I'm just recovering all that stuff. It didn't hit me right there. Yeah. And I was young too. I was super young. So
how old was when you got popped?
19.
That's it's getting younger and younger. They be 19 years old. I'm like, God.
There's more and more people who carry these guns. Like I was watching this documentary about this one dude in Chicago that was in the gang, and I forget kind of whatever, he got popped. And then when he shot him, his ops or whatever you want to call it, the people, they were all on the internet, making fun of him and all this other stuff and cracking jokes. And like dude was saying, he was staying positive. Like, I ain't gonna go back and forth with you guys. Like, all this is fun and dandy or whatever. But like shit, this shit can happen to you.
Do y'all feel like things like in life, happen for a reason, or
I used to think
things just be randomly?
I think shit happens.
You really think so?
I think things. I mean, sometimes I think things happen for a reason, but also you got to understand that when you leave your house, you are not in control of what other people are.
That's it right there. You know, send it to them.
You sent it already?
No, you can just copy that and send it.
Okay. You are not in control of what other people are doing in life. So when you leave your house now, let's just say I was selling drugs and I'm out here beefing with a whole bunch of people, but I'm still living at home with my mom, my sister, them, or whatever. This is where I go lay my head. So my ops or whoever I got beef with, notice where I stay at. They come spray the whole crib. While they spraying the whole crib, I don't die, but they kill my moms and my sister or whatever. Then people trying to make sense of this, like, why did this happen? Oh, this ain't. Then people that say, God always got a plan for you. You're supposed to die when you're supposed to. That's some dumb shit. No, it's not. The reason why my mama and my little brothers did, because I'm out here doing fuck shit, and I'm going back home, and I put them in that situation. God ain't got nothing to do with that. So when random shit happens here, you can be out just like me driving and got a car. I'm just driving down the street. I got some bozo on the side of me trying to speed and dipping out of lanes.
Okay.
So I try to get out the way of this person. I'm ending up on the fucking island and tore my car, whatever this is. Yeah. So now you got people out here that's committing murders and killing people. And karma is real.
Yes.
So if it happens 3 years later, 4 or 5 years later, this person can change their whole life around. But look at all the shit you did before you changed your life.
Or if they don't get it, their kids.
Yeah, and then when something happens to them, you got people all on TV. My baby ain't never did nothing.
Oh,
He's finna turn his life around, go back to school and all that shit. Your baby killed 5 people. Good riddance to this nigga. I'm glad he did.
Damn.
Good talk.
And especially if you're killing people that look like you over a block. The fact that you can't wear a certain color in certain neighborhoods. You know how dumb that shit is? I can't put on red because they affiliating this with some gang. But Zimmerman walking around this motherfucker freely.
One of the things again, too.
And if the police come over here and choke your bomb out in front of you, you ain't gonna do shit.
Damn.
One of the things, too, though, again, is like, you saying, I'm saying, like, good riddance to them. Yeah, I get that, but you don't think them people can be reached?
This is
killing 5 people.
If you just out here not random people, but even you just beef shit, and somebody killed 5 people in your family. Mike.
Trauma is real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know about childhood trauma.
Yeah, but tell you how long was back.
I'm not saying all of it's trauma. In a sense you are.
Mm-hmm.
It could be institutionalized. That could be your mind frame. You just you don't care. So you killing 5 people more so like, hey, you really think legit in your mind. You would have done it to me, not knowing this person wouldn't hurt a hair on your head.
Mm-hmm.
So you may just literally be in the reality that.
So you think you can get to? You think you could be able to, if you're able to reach to them people, especially younger guys, because you made me think a little bit more into it on, especially with young guys. And not giving up on, you understand what I'm saying? Because they going through way more than what we
right. Kinda. Yeah, they are.
So it's a lot more stacked on them for that. So I'm not gonna say give up on them. But we gotta start showing, not just go and find the killers and the niggas, and the brothers that's going on pause. And the niggas that's going on TV. Glorifying spinning the block, having the guns. You got to start showing the victim side of things too, though, Mike. You got to start.
I'm not saying you're not.
We got to start letting these young men see what it does to the other side of the family, the other side of the spectrum. You understand what I'm saying? Where show the victim,
because people
show the kids that's missing the daddy,
exactly,
or the mama that's missing the son, the daddy missing the son.
I don't think
that's cool. No. Okay, so just to
Go ahead.
pony off what you were saying, yeah, we got to do that, right? Let's say, for example, this person killed 5 people, and we say, well, look at the problem that you caused to the person's family. What if they be like, so? I don't care.
Most likely they will say that.
That's what I'm saying right there too. But I think that mentality comes from years and years of hardening. That don't just it's really
it, though?
Would I forgive
Are
it?
you willing to forgive it?
It depends on what that person, you know what I'm saying, the circumstances again, because if I was able to see this person go through this life where they were shown an abundance of love and they just decided, you know what, I see on TV, this shit is gangster. I'm gonna go ahead and try to decide to do that.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. That does happen. Yeah. That person should get, basically like equal, because that whole eye for eye type of deal, you know what I'm saying? That's fine, you know what I'm saying, with me.
Okay.
Like eye for eye. But to kind of like swing into a deeper part about it, if you lock this person up for the rest of their life, we gotta pay for that.
So what you gonna do then?
I'm just saying, if it's eye for eye, you killed 5 people. I mean, it's just, go ahead, like you said,
So
eye for eye, they die. But I'm talking about people that's then made that decision and they didn't live life and seen, they've experienced what it does to people. If you talking about these kids that's like 18, 19 years old, this dude he got mental problems. There's issues there that the decision that you made and when you was 18 versus the decision that you making when you was 32, come on now, you gotta.
Right. Yeah, you gotta go with
you should have been able to see and experience. Exactly. So, you got a lot of impressions on you from other people that may not have seen anything else. So again, that's what I'm talking about. This stuff is systemic that's been passed on generation to generation. Your father has made it in and out of prison 5 or 6 times, and
yes. Okay, tell me I'll come. Okay. Thank you.
We can hurry up anyway.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm gonna say that question for something else.
Yeah, I had to catch this ride a little bit earlier, man. But it's like I said, it's always a pleasure coming down, hanging out with you guys, and I'll see y'all next week Tuesday, man.
Yeah, there's a Caucasian man out there. We don't want to believe.
All right, man. Listen, man. Hey, pause.
You know how they do it.
Pause, man. I gotta catch this ride though, man. That's what I said.
Man. See you next week.
Oh yeah.
Have a safe weekend, man.
So, oh yeah, and Sunday the 16th, man. It's old man B-Day. So y'all
happy birthday.
Send me a text.
This Sunday. Man.
This Sunday, man.
All right, big time.
This Sunday. All right, fellas.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. I feel like, because I don't know, you gotta have some type of justification.
This is just throwing it out here, like when it comes to pedophiles.
Oof.
If somebody got molested when they were a kid, then they grew up and they molested somebody in your family, what would you do?
I mean, in my opinion, I would. Oh, how I feel, I'd be like, that's fucked up. But again, that is a situation that I already know about. Like I have firsthand experience with that. Again, that I would feel, yes, because again, it's one of them things where it's not something I feel like if it didn't happen to me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm basically trying to basically hand out a punishment that is for if it would happen to me for somebody else. Right. But if I know that somebody got molested when they were younger and they never had any exposure or no therapy to help them out to let them know that was wrong, I will understand why they doing it because they think it's normal. They think it happened because they haven't been taught no better. It's a big problem out here when it come down to, yes, man, the smallest stuff that happened that you don't take care of, it's like being buried like a seed, and then later on it manifests itself into something else. That's where a lot of stress and trauma come from because stuff you didn't handle when you was younger.
And I think it's so hard for people when you like this. Now you say accountability. It's so hard for someone to take accountability when they've been going through so much stuff.
Yes.
So
when they're young, but again, it's like
when they're young and then grow up, or just when you say going through so much stuff, like even at the age we are now. And you going
from being young
to
to now, throughout the years just living. It's hard for them,
But
hard for anyone to take
so, but here's the question: do you believe that inherently we know what right from wrong,
Yeah,
regardless of what has happened to you in life?
yeah. Inherently, you know what's right on
If
because
you
it's a
feel
feeling.
like that, then these kids, y'all say that they not developed or something. They know, they should know right.
That's
from
what I'm
wrong,
saying.
right.
No. All of this stuff is from grooming. Inherently, I think if you first of all to literally take it right down all the way down to, I think if you didn't have no type of influence, you wouldn't survive past childhood. It's been studies shown that a baby just by themselves wouldn't survive because you yearn for the human connection. You wouldn't survive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about as far as the choices that you make consciously once you get older. Those are choices that you make based off what you know and what you experience.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So if you never taught nothing besides the toxic stuff that's been placed in front of you, it's really hard to blame that person when they still adolescents or still haven't developed mind to blame them for their own decision. That's why they don't send 5 and 6 year olds to jail for shooting somebody. They try to say who allowed this behavior, who was responsible for letting the having the access to a gun or access to this type of weapon, whatever they use. Because even for example, like when people was doing wrestling and stuff like that, and you do a wrestling move and you hurt somebody or kill somebody, you're gonna look at the kid like, oh, I'm gonna send you to jail because you power bound them. No, I see this shit on TV all the time. They don't get hurt.
No, I mean that's. I mean, I don't know. I just think that it's nice and it sounds good, but we can't save everybody, and everybody can't come along on this ride. Even when it just comes to minority, just go with the African American community, and we trying to move ahead. Everybody can't come because there's gonna be some people who just hell bent on doing what the fuck they want to do.
I mean, all actuality, that's true, but
and they insist on doing this. And I don't. That's another reason why when I talk to people, people see me like, you don't look your age and all this. I don't let shit stress me. Family, friends, whatever. If this shit ain't real and it ain't really worth nothing, you're not gonna stress me out over this. And if I get into it with you or whatever, I'm not arguing with you. I can just stop talking to you. And then when you decide or whatever, this and that, then we'll figure it out. But I'm not finna be going back and forth like even just talking to. If somebody would have asked me today, like, what would you define yourself as, or what part of society would you, if you had to belong to a society, the first thing I would say was disability community. I wouldn't say the Black community, or African American community, none of that. Because the first thing people see me is this fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
And we deal with people in the disability community deal with more shit than anybody in society. Black folk, Mexican, whatever. We still have barriers where we can't get into buildings. People build a brand new building, knowing the ADA laws telling you to make it successful and do it anyway, and then stand on it and won't nobody do nothing about it. Most people who you can't even get medical supplies, go through all that, you can't even get that. Or just getting people to treat you like you normal or whatever that is. And it's a lot. So it's just like when I hear about people who are able-bodied people, regardless of what their nationality is, going through stuff, I look at it and say to myself, the shit that you're going through don't even compare to the shit that you're going through, that Mike going through, that I'm going through. But you want to sit up here and complain. You want to sit up here and make all these fucking excuses. We got built-in excuses that we're not using right now.
I lost a lot of friendships because of that.
Oh, that happened a lot.
I just really stopped talking to people.
You thinking it's gonna be the same, but yeah, it change up. But it could have been for a reason. Them people, if they weren't gonna be there for you, you know what I'm saying?
You find out who your friends are. And I said, when I first got into a lot of my friends after a while, and I couldn't blame them, but they weren't coming over doing nothing. But as soon as I started driving, and motherfucker was like popping back, let's go do this, let's go do that. Oh, but you wouldn't come get me before.
And it also shows you the other side where able-bodied people just really, really not doing anything.
And they don't get it, especially.
You ain't lying about that. You start seeing like, damn, you wasting all your abilities.
And you got family.
Once you lose your health, you change your perspective again. Yeah.
Like you got family and friends can see you and what happened to you and how it happened, but they'll still be out here doing the same shit.
The same stuff.
And you got some shit right in front of your face showing you
that's a result. What could happen, right? Yeah.
Or worse, and they totally ignore that. I got into it with my mom and my sister when I had surgery in April on my shoulder. They were staying with me. And they was in here arguing about some bullshit. And I looked at both of them and said, like, is that what y'all ain't really? You know, if I could able, if and this is where when it comes, if I was able to walk again, and somebody, if the whole block asked me to take their garbage out, I'll be taking out garbage the rest of my life. If I have to,
I do it.
I do it. And y'all in here arguing about some bullshit. And then the response was, well, I'm not saying, yes, you are. You sitting here with a prime example of what it is like to not be able to walk and all this other stuff, but you in here crying because you wanted somebody got to get up and go do this. Be happy that you can get up and go do it.
Yeah. That's one of the things though, so you can use that type of stuff to basically once you address it and you put it out there like that for people, that's a motivational technique, you know. Right. Let them know, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been saying it for the longest, especially when it comes down to people saying, hey, I'm sorry that it happened to you. I don't be like, yeah, I'm sorry it happened too. I'll be like, could have been worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see people like, hey, you know, it could have been worse. They don't understand. It could have been worse. Like so
we remember we used to go to group and Mike, the professor, we used to be in there and we were talking. And then one time he said something that I didn't understand. It was like, Harvey, you realize that you what is the word that we use for white people? Privileged.
That we use for white people, privileged.
So they say privileged. I was like, what are you talking about privilege? In what way? And he told me, and I ain't never forgot this. He said, because you think that when something happens to somebody, that they all, if they got family, that their family would be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because that's what happened to you.
Right. A lot of people don't have that. And if they do have family, again, they using them. They the money ticket now. They the money grab.
I'm always hold on because you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We don't. And that's the biggest thing that you have. If you got support, you can probably get through anything. I can honestly say, I don't think my dad had the support that he needed to. And that's coming from me.
And I blame you for that. You should have supported him.
I did.
He called you and reached out, and you weren't there for it. You're terrible.
He reached out, and I didn't even realize what it was.
Look, that mental health stuff is serious, man. Because people either be scared to reach out because they looked at you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel like I can't show no weakness because I'm being dependent on, and that's prevalent in the Black community, especially mainly for Black men. You feel like I can't show no weakness because you know,
nobody for nothing.
Huh? Yeah, women too in a different light in this scenario. Because I know it gotta be, and I'm just saying, if I was a single mom, I'd be like, fuck this, you know what I'm saying? Because
fuck, what do you mean referring to what?
Being a single mom, you know what I'm saying? Where is this dude at? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, come help, you know what I'm saying?
But then that goes back to accountability because you what that dude was, you stop fucking with him. You let him get you pregnant.
Yeah, that too. We go back there too. I'm just talking about as far as like, you know, it's one of the things I feel like that's a strong position to be. I mean, that's a tough position to be in. So I always, you know, give them their props that they doing it because you don't have to. Because just like a guy can walk out his child life, women got the option to be like, hey,
people think
you can get out of here too.
Gotta do something. You ain't gotta do nothing.
Right. So yeah.
No, it's all. We make choices in life, man. Perception is everything.
But one thing we talking about the support thing, which I want to get back to because again, it's supposed to be helping people. That's you know.
First of all, what is support to y'all? What do y'all mean as far as support? You know,
in my opinion, support would be it can cover a wide array of things, but to maybe put it like into is it compact.
Like what kind of support would you need even though you was already an independent guy?
No, so that's what I'm saying. To actually try to, because what does support mean? To like basically, I guess is what is it, an analogy or what is it?
No,
synonym. I'm just more so again. If I'm not saying support, if you're saying what is support without describing without using the word support, I would just more so say, anything that would, you know, assist me in doing whatever I'm doing. Because somebody can support you in putting a damn needle in your vein. That's support. You know what I'm saying? It's just more so. Yeah, so
like this shit we doing right now.
Yeah, that's support.
This is support like a motherfucker.
But it's just helping though, a helping hand or an ear to listen to, or somebody just.
I was say some shit. I ain't gonna pause now. But when you two niggas sit up here and talk about me being an inspiration, I don't even let that shit bother me when people say that shit to you. But when niggas come from people like y'all, that shit make me feel good on the inside. And I don't do it to make me feel good, but the fact that I can be a vessel or be something to somebody else who's going through some shit.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
If nothing else. If I don't do nothing else in life or whatever, if I can help some other people who going through some similar shit to me, and I can be like whatever, this and that, and it's all good. I don't need no reward. I don't need to be on ABC TV. Look at no, man, that ain't why I'm doing it. And I'm not doing it anyway. I like human beings. I love people, period. Human beings.
Even though you talk about them so bad.
Yeah, because that's all the part of life.
You talk about them so bad.
Put it.
You know how you put it the same way as in your brain.
No, like, because I wanted to ask you a question where it's like, do you, the way like how you live life, right? Do you do that to like, as far as to, I wouldn't say help, but cope with your pain? Or this is just really, right. Or this is how you really go about life. This is how you.
So you're asking if I'm putting on?
Yeah.
If I'm capping?
I mean, I've been doing that for a while.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I feel like I have. That's why I'm asking you this.
I ain't putting on. This is who I am, period. I ain't got nothing else. I do what I do, man, because I came to the realization after 7 years of being depressed, and then I had to say to myself, me getting shot, it wasn't a random shooting. I participated in this action, and then that situation didn't have to happen. But then I also really, I'm an asshole now. Mm-hmm. But if y'all would have seen me when I was walking around, y'all wouldn't have been my friend. I wouldn't even allowed it.
I know I wouldn't be your friend.
Because I'm a clown, and I'm a clown ass nigga. I'm gonna put it that way. I've been a bozo since I was in middle school. My mama made them hold me back in school, even though my grades and everything was great. In the 6th grade, because she said, I don't think he mature enough to go to the next grade. I've been a bozo for a long time.
What is that, high school freshman kill day?
No, this was the 6th grade.
Oh shit! Right, that's terrible.
I was mad.
That don't even make sense though.
It's going to 7th.
So I could have literally graduated
because you said he too immature.
Yeah. He in 6th grade.
Well, that's his mom's decision. He must have been a real one, clown. You know. Yeah,
But
tough case.
But without me being a clown, I don't think I would be able to deal with this situation. Because I laugh at shit that most people wouldn't laugh at. But there's something funny in everything. And my sense of humor get me through everything. And that's why even when I come to work and we be having situations, like even Mike was saying to me today, like, damn, you don't give a fuck what you say, do you? I'm doing that for shock value. I do everything that I do, so when I die, ain't nobody ever gonna be able to say I didn't know this about him.
That's funny.
I come to work.
I didn't know this about him.
I behave the way I behave because I came here behave differently, and then when I get out my bag, I'm like, damn, what's wrong with dude? Why he acting like that? No, this is me on a regular basis. In the big scheme of things, I think I love people. Mm-hmm. I think I do a lot of great things. I ain't never malicious trying to hurt nobody.
Right.
If you need me to help you with something, I'm with it.
Right.
But just because I joke around and say some stuff that's off the cuff, that's to make people uncomfortable. Because when you make people uncomfortable, you find out who they really are. I spent my life going through life making motherfuckers uncomfortable by saying crazy shit and doing crazy shit. I ain't even do nothing gonna send me to jail.
So for you though, your take on it, since you asked that question, I'm asking you now. So you think that that's a coping mechanism? You think that's a coping mechanism by?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm still going through that stage.
And how long you been injured?
8 years.
So that's a long time, you know what I'm saying, to be going through the grieving stage. Well, again, still a long time, but again, I more so look at it because I didn't see various levels of injuries, and I didn't see various levels of let's just say, I don't want to say strength, but I didn't see multiple different personalities that can handle it different. I just seen one quad that's like, you know, oh God, I don't want to live anymore. Another quad, they like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It could have been worse, you know, but again, I think that's shaped off of what you've been through. And like it was there before you actually got injured.
I didn't think
so
you were gonna make it over. I'm gonna be honest. When I first met you and the shit you were saying in the meeting, the way you was acting, I said to myself, this dude ain't gonna make it. I swear to God, I thought you were gonna go home, get like bed sores or off yourself. So when I see you still around,
And doing good too.
Yeah, when I was talking to you the other day on the phone, I was like, okay.
So as far as the coping, you know what I'm saying, do you think that, well, I'm asking you, not even do you think you still coping with it, but I'm quite sure you probably found
clarity.
No, not clear. I'm probably sure you probably found that minor wins and successes and triumphs then kept you going. Okay, yeah. So you did the work though, because you wasn't living on your own when you first got injured. You wasn't driving when you first got injured. You wasn't working when you first got injured. Was you working actually at all when you got shot?
Yeah.
Do you got the same type of job or better job?
Better job.
You see what I'm saying?
It was less labor, more, it was better pay. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying again. So again, when it comes down to us going to the hospital and Grover said, what do you say to these people? Come look at somebody that's living through the life, somebody that was laying in your spot and look where they at now. And so for you to use that as a coping mechanism, some people may be like, that's a bad thing. I think that's a great fucking thing. Because some people did what I did. Now, y'all grieved for 6 years, 7 years, did like that. My grievance, I feel like at this point didn't show up that way. Mine showed up as fuck everybody. I'm finna do what I gotta do for me. And when I found out new stuff and found out my trophies and got, myself in a better position, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good now. So I definitely fuck y'all again. You can't say nothing to me, ask me for nothing, because y'all ain't helped me back then. And I got a hard, kind of shell over my heart. So I think that was something I didn't look at as grieving. I looked at that as more so, I looked at it different. I'm thriving because, I'm moving up and doing my thing. But at the same time, I pushed a lot of people away because I felt like, damn near y'all don't deserve to be around my success if you wasn't there when my failures. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of crazy. That's what I said. It's good for us to come together like this because when we reach new people or people that's out there that's still in these situations, because 6 years is long for me, 8 years is long for me. Some people still grieving and they just can't get with it, or they decide, I'm not strong enough to even deal with this, and they decide to go ahead and go out the other way. Which again, I just think that everybody got their own battles and handle it the way they're gonna handle it, but still, I think that's the easy way of giving it up if you do it so soon. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the possibilities. You fuck around and kill yourself and you could have been walking again. Or you kill yourself in 30, I'm sorry, not 30. You kill yourself in, let's just say, 2 years, 2.5 years. They come out with a surgery that's fixing you know what I'm saying? So all your people seeing, damn, the dude that, got injured after you, or for example, the people that we meeting now, or new people that we meet, that we come in contact with them, that we like, damn, you got injured, you got a low level injury. Are you good? You should be all right. And then they do something or hurt themselves or let their body fail to where they getting bad sore and not take care of themselves. And then when you go back to see them again or come and you walk and they like, damn, you know what I'm saying? How can I get that done? Well, you can't because you didn't do the work in the beginning.
I asked my mom to hug me from all the shit I wanted to do.
Right, yeah.
So just imagine if she had. None of this shit would be here. None of this shit would happen.
A couple of us wouldn't be here.
Yeah. I never met.
Well, not a couple of us, rather, but the people that you done ran to, a lot of people probably would have been like, damn.
Even with my disability or whatever you want to call it, if I hadn't got shot, I wouldn't have met y'all.
Right.
We never had these I done met some cool people and did some cool things that I had never had done and had not got shot.
I ain't done things I ain't never done. I got shot too, which is pissing on myself. But
it shouldn't take.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't take us to go through that.
It doesn't.
It shouldn't. No. It shouldn't. But again, this is
why not?
No,
this way worse than we do way worse.
No,
or
not
people
way worse.
People could be people could do some, but it could be just people that see it and they do good from there. That's what I'm saying. Again, this is why it's beneficial because we got people in our family, people in our lives, and kids that have seen something happen to their dad or their brother, and be like, I want to be the change. I don't have to get paralyzed to speak on what they're going through. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't like us just advocating for each other.
Nothing but me being in this wheelchair. And the one thing I think that did do to them, they are way more compassionate.
Yeah.
And they don't crack jokes. Like when you said you don't think shit funny, my niece and my nephew, they'll crack a joke on me because I'm a clown and I be cracking jokes on them. But they don't take lightly of people with disabilities. If they want, if they see somebody in public, they need help.
They stand up for them.
Like I don't ask everybody. There's been times that I've been out in public. I pick and choose who I ask help from. I could need some help from somebody, and I'll watch 3 or 4 people walk past, and I just look at like, no, I ain't gonna ask that person. And then I usually pick a certain person I think that we're helping. That's what you do. I don't ask everybody for help.
I think I'm afraid to
come out of the club.
Like what you what you touched on as far as like just saying forget everything. It's all about me, what I want to do. I think I'm afraid to do that because I always just used to these people.
Depend on people.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just used to these people being with, doing for me and helping me and stuff. It's like,
But
you talking about your,
I mean, people
talking
help you right. How much help did you get right now from family and friends? Physical help. So if you're not depending on anyone for anything physical,
It may not be physical. Some
That's what I'm saying.
people get emotional support.
but so that's why I'm asking. Whatever you're going through, and the people that you may be referring to, how much easier would your life be if you just let that go?
How would you know? But you couldn't answer that.
I wouldn't know until, it happened.
But we know what it's doing while you're dealing with it, right?
No.
You know what that's doing. Yeah, we're talking about it right now. If you didn't know what it was doing, you just ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
So in your mind, you think maybe cutting these people off is going to be wrong and it's going to be hard, or you shouldn't do it because these are family or friends that you've been dealing with forever. And I don't know what it's like to not be around. But I had a friend for 25 years, dude. 3 years ago, we were driving home from Georgia, and we got into it in a whole bunch. I ain't talked to this dude in 3 years. And then I did just talk to him not recently because my sister wanted us to come down to my niece's graduation. He family. Every time I went to Georgia, we went. I don't. Y'all know how stubborn. I called this dude. He changed his phone number. I talked to this dude on the phone for 30 minutes. I thought things was cool. I ain't heard from this dude since. And you know what I said to myself? This is where he stuck around. He helped me go up and downstairs from a second floor to outside when I first got injured to go carry me downstairs in a power wheelchair to get on vans to go. He did all that.
Okay.
But you know what I said to myself? Regardless of any of that, I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I did what my sister them asked me to do. Do I love this dude? Yeah. If he died right now, I don't even think I would go to his funeral. Damn. And that's just because it's easy for me to detach myself from things and people who are not positive or is going to cause me stress or whatever in my life. Because I could worry about that and sit around and say to myself, damn, that's one of my closest homies. What life gonna be like without him? I think I should try to make this up. Damn, what did I do? What I do wrong? What am I gonna sit around and debate on that for? Even relationship with women. I've made a bunch of mistakes since I've been in this wheelchair. And I regret them all. Because most women I dated in this wheelchair, when we broke up, it wasn't because of them, because of me being stupid and ignorant, thinking the grass is green on the other side or some other shit. But I can't sit back and dwell on that. Because if I do, where I'm going in life. You learn from your mistakes, man, but you can't save everybody and everybody can't come along with you on your trip. You might go on your trip by yourself.
But you can't do nothing by yourself.
When I say that, when I'm saying not by yourself, I'm just saying no one does nothing by yourself
in the world.
But if people are not helping you and assisting you and all they're doing is bringing you down or causing you stress.
Yeah, my thing is, if they bring you down, yeah, I detach from that. But if possible, because a lot of times you got to fake it till you make it. Hey, you do. You got to fake it till you make it sometimes. Like when I first got injured, of course, there was some people that I didn't want to, be around or have to deal with. But it was like, you know what? I got to do what I got to do until I can do better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then I don't see, and I get all that, but I don't know how to be pretend. Right. I don't like you, and we got issues. I don't know how to sit around you and pretend like it's cool. Right. No, because at some point I'm gonna come out the bag, and it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be like, God, I've been trying.
At some point.
No, it ain't, man. It's like man. I don't know, man. Again, we all are different. We all go through different things, and we handle life different. Like I say, I think I'm the same person I was before I got shot. I'm a little more humble, of course. I got a little more patience because I ain't got no other choice.
Why is it?
Oh, yeah, that come with age, too. Why? Yeah, it's just meeting people, man. Like I say again, you and Mike got way more mobility than I do. See that? How can you do that? Ain't that crazy? I can do this, though. The same thing. But that right there, what he just did, years ago, that would have bothered me. There was times this dude in the barber, and I used to go to the barber shop, and we'll come in there and we'll be roasting. People couldn't wait till I came to that. I'd be killing my motherfuckers be in there crying. They just thought because they'll be like, well, he in a wheelchair, let's get all these wheelchair jokes out. Ain't a wheelchair joke I ain't never
Right,
heard.
been there, heard that.
This one dude, like, he's like, I can tie my shoes. He thought that was hilarious. He fell out of his shit, laughing and all this shit. And then when I started talking about him getting fucked in the ass and all this other shit, and the barbershop went crazy, he's looking stupid. What you gonna? How many? What wheelchair joke? Oh, you can't get nobody a standing ovation. Oh, that is hilarious. What about me and your mama though? Oh, like, and then like I keep telling people all the time, you gotta find your bottom. The worst thing I ever heard in my life that you would never walk in. Ain't nothing nobody ever gonna say to me that's gonna top that. You can call me a cripple, you can call me a nigga. Okay, Ian, that's supposed to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
The worst thing I ever heard was you gonna never walk. Get you a bottom.
Get you a bottom.
Find your bottom.
Oh, so I thought you was on this homo stuff
People
again.
that lost their lives or they went to jail because somebody called them a nigga.
Get you a bottom.
Kidding me? I'm finna crash out because you said something to me. I'm finna blow your brains out and go to jail. I'm gonna be sitting in jail. What you in jail for? Call me a nigga. And I blew his brain. He did, and now you in jail, nigga. You lost your mind. I ain't finna crash over nobody talking crazy to me. You out your mind. If a woman, I had a girl tell me, you should be glad that I'm with you. I was like, in my brain, I was like, bitch. You think you the only one that won't be with your punk ass? We dated for 3 more months and she didn't realize we broken up. And she was like, why you acting this way? I was like, what?
Somebody else sitting on my face.
my other leg worked too, so that ain't out. But anyways, I'm just saying to myself, but she was mad and she thought that was gonna hurt my feelings. Like, I should be glad I didn't come after you. First off, she was a transit driver.
I thought you said train. Oh, wait, no, go ahead. Go. No, she not. Hey, you know.
Y'all got some of this training?
I don't want no smoke. No, it's fine. They'll be fine.
I met on transit and like I dated like 3 when I was riding transit. Like them girls used to fight over to come pick me up.
Are you talking about the drivers?
Yeah, and she was dating. I'm like, I ain't hit on you first. But what she thought, she thought that, oh, he in a wheelchair. Okay, even the fact that we dating, but don't nobody really else want him. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody probably thought that before you started asking me out. And again, us being in wheelchairs don't take away from who you are as a human being. I think everybody in this room got personality. I think everybody in this room got a sense of humor. I don't see nobody ugly sitting at this table. And this ain't stopping, dog. y'all wild. I'm saying. But there are women who think that, oh, he in a wheelchair, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of women, especially in the medical field, like nurses and physical therapists, they already know what it is. This ain't no death sentence.
No, it's not. But again, when you first get into a wheelchair, you think that.
Exactly.
It's easy to think that.
But how do you just quick how do you when it comes to dating and women, how do you diffuse that or try to diffuse it, let them know, okay, I may not be walking around, but dating me really ain't gonna be no more different than you dating everybody do, and maybe this dude at home kicking your ass every day.
No, I mean, as far as it just that come down.
How do you try to?
Yeah, they just come down to communication. It's always again one of them things like you said. Everybody not gonna make it type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of people won't be able to handle the difference or the change from what was before.
Right.
But the only way both of y'all are gonna make it is by communicating and trying new things.
I'm talking about the person that you with before your injury.
Exactly. You got to communicate to them what you can do and what your limitations are.
Okay.
Once they know, then they'll be able to basically teamwork with you about what's possible and what you can try. It's going to be a trial and error because 9 out of 10, a person that's injured, don't know what they can do either with a little bit of help if they never had it, or if somebody is willing to help.
Right.
You only know what you can do when you by yourself. Like you said, you can't do it's a lot you can't do without somebody else. But when it comes down to getting with somebody or trying to date somebody and letting them know what you can do, what you can't do, I'm pretty sure you've been through it before too. When it comes down to talking to somebody or being around somebody, dating somebody, going out with somebody that's able-bodied, they can do things that you can't do, but it's not like you can enjoy it as well. A lot of people don't understand. It's almost like kind of, not to say that another person is a kid, but I couldn't do a lot of that, like activities or like physical stuff that my son could do, but I still enjoy watching him do it,
Okay.
and I can participate verbally or whatever I can do, you know what I'm saying? So we going out with somebody, it's one of the things, let them know what you can do and that you can enjoy with them, but at the same time, the things that you can do, they can partake in those things too. Or it's a lot of adaptive stuff out here anyway that can be used right to make it possible for you to join in too. But as far as meeting new people, I would go with be honest, you know what I'm saying, and basically just verbalize to them. Because again, if that person don't want to take into account what you can and what you can't do, you probably might want to be around them in the first place, or basically don't have them around for certain reasons. Because you can still know somebody and not basically to rely on, depend on them. It's not like you have to have that level of relationship with everybody. That person can be somebody you just talk to on the phone, or somebody literally, like I know it was one of the times that I had a person in my life that was literally good for just doing one task. Or if I need my help making my bed up, I got time, I'll stop by and make up your bed. It wasn't like I was having them say, hey, since you're over here making up my bed, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Because that could lead to a bad situation where it's like it becoming dependent. You be dependent on one person. Either A, they can burn out, or B, decide I'm not gonna come back around because you're gonna be asking me for all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get back over here. So yeah, that's how I did it when I met new people or when I first got in the wheelchair. So, but I guess next time we talk about housing, because that's one of the things talk about people with housing, because housing is a big thing and it's getting harder. So, how long will it take you to get your place?
2 years.
Yeah, Harvey.
I don't know. It wasn't really that long, but I didn't know. The reason me and my mom got into it, I was just like, I gotta get the fuck about it. But then again, you gotta think about it, I got into it a long time ago.
Yeah, time to change. Yeah, I think the process though still is similar. So
yeah, the process is, but now you got all this paperwork and red tape. Like doing anything, even getting on Social Security after people get injured. Again, it's so hard. You got a person with a spinal cord injury, they injured, they're not getting no better. People still waiting 2 years just to get on Social Security. Just even trying to find. This is like say if you need a personal care worker. COVID did destroyed a lot of stuff. It made a lot of people lazy as hell who don't want to work. They used to not working, and then you're just dealing with stuff, man. No, I mean it's harder these days when it comes to. It's easy to do simple shit or whatever, but no, when it comes to just like living and trying to, when you think you got medical, when it comes to insurance stuff, just like when people get injured nowadays. I was in the hospital for 6 months. They put people out of the hospital in 2 or 3 weeks. Ain't nobody ready to go home.
I thought somebody was just getting. We thought somebody was just getting ready to get sent home, and I think it was 8 days.
That's
8. Well, it could have been a mistake, but I just thought in my mind, I was like, wait a second, when this happened? I thought it happened. We thought like, oh, maybe it happened a while ago. I was like 8 days. I was like, nah, that don't sound right.
I went home in 6 months. I wasn't even ready to go home in 6 months.
Yeah.
I still wasn't like mentally prepared to go to the crib.
I was ready to go home.
Yeah, you wasn't either?
What?
You say you wasn't either? Or
I was ready to go home.
Oh yeah, I thought I was ready too. From the hospital, I was like, okay, I'm going to therapy. Okay, all right, cool. But in my mind, I was like, I'm finna walk again because therapy gonna do that. Once I realized I'm going home like this, I was like, oh.
You ain't got to worry about nothing in the middle of the
Did they give you all the what they call it a day pass? The therapy hours. They let you go out and then come back to the hospital.
No,
bro. Where you get?
Yes,
you got injured at Freighter?
You did get to stay at home like over a weekend to see how it went.
No, never.
Did they let you leave the hospital at all before you got discharged?
on an Audi. Yes, they did.
They
They
let
did
me
that.
step outside. Like, I'm still at the
You ain't
hospital.
step nowhere.
They
Why you
rolled-
telling this man his life?
Because he ain't step nowhere. We walk.
I'm just talking about that part, fool.
Right.
I'm talking about the parts about he went home.
Yeah, you had to. That's a
No,
part
I
of the
did not
protocol.
go home. I did not.
You just left your
They
first
just
time.
discharged.
Because that's what I heard. That's what I heard from a couple people. A couple of new people, they said
Oh.
they didn't go home. So that's why I said that part is
Oh,
different.
wow.
But if you do get a chance while you in the hospital, inpatient rehab, they shouldn't probably do it from the hospital because you got medicine, stuff like that. And it might be something that might be need to be given to you intravenously through an IV or something like that. But when you go to actually therapy and you in there and they clear you to go to therapy because your health is good enough, they let us go out into the world.
Yeah.
Like you go out there, but you got to come back again because
Right.
you're not discharged. That lets you experience what it's like to be out in the real world in a wheelchair. That stuff you ain't get to do it, but that probably would have helped you out. But yeah, I thought, I'm tired of being here looking at this damn ceiling. You know,
All
people.
that.
I thought people that's coming to visit me, I can't wait to get out and be with them. You know what I'm saying? Then I went outside and I was like, whoa, yo, like grass is terrible in the wheelchair. It's curbs everywhere. I feel like everything has stairs. Cars was all higher and taller. I'm like, no,
Yeah, my first outing, my dad was here. We went to State Fair in the rain. It was my first time getting introduced to cream puffs and all that nonsense. And I'm sitting there watching these people eat whipped cream on croissants. I'm saying to myself, what kind of, are you serious? They're like, try this. I tried and I was like, no, this is the nastiest shit ever. Then it rained on us. And I went to the hospital. It took me 3 hours to get warm again because I was cold and shivering.
So you enjoyed the hospital?
At that point in time, yeah, when you can't move,
hey, it's a security blanket.
People coming in there seeing about you, and this and that. I didn't talk to nobody for the first 3 months. They thought I couldn't talk. Because I was that man. I ain't talked to nobody. And then these 3 black aides came in, and you remember Showtime at the Apollo?
Yeah.
They used to come on, and they used to come in there and watch it with me on Saturday night because they was my overnight nurses. They used to feed me popcorn. And that's when I started talking to people. But they was like, he don't talk to white people. Because I ain't used to being around Caucasian people at this point in time.
Right.
But then I didn't watch my physical therapist, kids grow up and all that stuff. Yeah, man.
It's true too, though. I know a lot of the guys, they more so. I was just talking to somebody else about that. I'm like, it ain't about the message, it's the messenger.
Yeah.
Like if the same one person can tell you the same message to somebody else and it don't sink in or you ain't trying to hear it.
In a way, but then again, the people in the hospital have changed again. I got shot like a long time. A lot of these people in the healthcare field today, they just doing it for the money. They don't give a fuck about the human being. The way they interact with the patient, you can tell. Like you ain't here talking about this dude, a bad dude, because he got a record. You realize this dude can't walk no more. Maybe that's why he angry. Not because he's white. Maybe because he got a criminal background, you stupid motherfucker. And I got to come up here and try to solve this out between you two. But he's just being mean and this and that. Yeah, you shouldn't accept. If you a patient, you should be calling your nurses bitches and like, they come down here and give me this medication and doing all that. Dog, it happens for real.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dog, that ain't the way you act. But you also listen, lady. This dude, regards his tattoos, his criminal background, and that he handcuffed to his bed, he mad. Did you realize that he can't walk? That's a whole other situation he's dealing with. Your job as a nurse is to disregard all that shit.
Right.
Do your job.
You signed the oath. You made an oath.
Yeah, if you can't do it, then find something else to do. Go home and jump on your kid. Do something else. Don't be in here with this.
Not the kids. Not the kids. Yeah, that's one of the things too, though. We help out. We help by going in there and explaining that to some nurses because, again, whether it's in the hospital or if it's in a nursing home, they do have to deal with problem patients, and then you go into a situation where somebody young or new and they just in a space where they don't want to deal with nothing because of the tragedy that just happened to them. Yes, take some understanding from some nurses or whatever to kind of keep that in mind. So.
Well,
But yeah. All right,
it
so
was good stuff though. Might have been the best one yet. You think?
no,
The best one yet?
You don't think it's the best one yet?
No.
Which one was better?
The one before?
You didn't even hear
The
it.
one I want to hear, yeah. I was watching.
He's-
The View, Ace.
This dude is ridiculous. I don't know.
What? I
Stop
don't know
selling
what-
yourself short.
selling yourself short.
You actually talk in this one. And it was some real shit. You asked some real questions.
Yeah, well, any case. All right. We're gonna close it out, and then I had to schedule up for the next one, probably what is it, Tuesday?
Wednesday. Today Wednesday.
I know today Wednesday, but that it's over with. This is the last
Yeah,
one.
this is the last one for this, but you want to keep the schedule? You want to do
We'll figure it out. It'll be up there posted, maybe
Yeah.
probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Turn your notifications on, subscribe, and you'll get it. You don't have to listen to when we planning. All right.
That's the way to sign off.
It is a way to sign off. Bye, nigga. No.
See what I go through, dog?
You ain't with them shit.